Greetings. This is Dr. William Hobbs, Director of the Writing Center here at Virginia State University. And before we get going, yes, I have a green button down, if you will. And because we're working with a green screen, chances are you might not even see it and how well it's fitting and whatnot. So if I look like a floating head, that's why. Now, back to the subject at hand. We are here with Mr.
Cameron.
Last name, sir?
Lee.
Cameron Lee. Yes, he goes to Virginia State University. In fact, he is one of the staff in the Writing Center. Mr. Lee, can you tell us what your major is?
My major is visual arts with a concentration in studio art.
Okay. What do you plan to do with that after you graduate?
That we're still looking into that. I got some ideas, but we're still looking into it for certain.
Okay. And where are you from?
Victoria, Virginia. It's about an hour down south from here.
Victoria, Virginia. I'm feeling a rural vibe.
Yeah, very much.
Okay, which makes a lot of sense because, you know, when I saw him at first, I was like, wait a minute, is that Maxwell? Doesn't he look like, look at, don't you want to go, you see?
No.
Right.
No.
He looks like Maxwell, and then he has the shirt, so it's like if Maxwell was a lumberjack or something, you see it? Okay,
No.
We're gonna put a picture up here of Maxwell with braids so you know I know what I'm talking about, right?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes. And his braid, it looked like somebody braided his hair that knows how to fight. You see what I'm saying? I'm telling you, he has a certain look. That's how they do in that area of Virginia.
In that area?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thought you should know
Okay.
that. So what are we here to talk about today, sir?
Today, we are here to talk about resources for your papers, just to supplement your papers.
Okay, now you said resources. Are you saying these are things people should use before even coming to the Writing Center?
You could, or if you're not too sure, come in and get help with using said resources.
There's that too.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, let's talk about it.
All right. The first one we got is Purdue OWL. With Purdue OWL, you've got different resources within it. So like they can help you with APA format, MLA format, Chicago if you got to use it.
Mm-hmm. I would say that's the one I've usually used when it comes to getting a format right away.
Yeah. So it helps you. You know, you can format them manually or automatically do it for you. They've got different things.
They can do it automatically?
Mm-hmm.
Things have changed.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep going.
Different things on there with understanding your own research and like understanding and having better ways to use your own research.
Okay.
Make sure you're using it right. And then it's also got tips to avoid plagiarism.
And you know that is also important these days when people just don't know when to cite or quote something. Very important. Mm-hmm. All right, what else we have?
You got edu sites and .gov sites, .gov.edu. Those sites are typically more credible and they're more up to date, and they're oftentimes better for scholarly papers.
Okay, edu as in
.edu.
VSU.edu. So, would you say that EDUs are usually universities? Or?
Yeah, usually collegiate institutions.
Okay, and government is obvious.
Yeah.
GOV.
And
Gotcha.
that's not to take away from some .com sites. Some are okay, like you got history.com.
Okay.
Things like that.
Okay.
But typically, more collegiate papers will want edu and .gov.
And therefore, it's always important to know the credibility of your sources.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Moving on, you've got dictionary.com and thesaurus.com, both of which I've used since like 8th grade on like my papers to help make them sound better, make them sound different from my peers, basically.
Okay.
Basically, all they do, thesaurus is a thesaurus, it's an online thesaurus. Find your synonyms and antonyms for words, and then sometimes I'll check it on dictionary to make sure I'm using it right with the right definition.
Okay. I usually just use the thesaurus and rock with it, but he's saying you can back it up by seeing how to use the word in dictionary.com.
Because some words you might be going by a connotation, but that's not what it means in the sense you're trying to use it.
Okay. That's Writing Center staff here breaking it down.
And then off from that, you've got Citation Machine. That's number 4.
Okay.
And all that is what it sounds like. You can put in your source, and then pick your preferred method of citation, APA, MLA, and thus forth. And then it'll automatically format that for you as well. Sometimes it might have some information that's missing, and you'll just have to like go off your site and fill that in yourself. But then it'll properly format it all for you. Just copy it and paste it right into your works cited.
Okay, so you're saying that's what you use when you're doing your works cited page. Gotcha.
If you don't know how to do it yourself, you can always use that.
Works cited, also known as bibliography.
Off from that, you've got templates on like Microsoft Word or Google Docs, and templates again for MLA and APA. That'll help you format your paper as you're writing it. You click the template, and then you put in the information as it tells you to, and then it's automatically formatted for you on the actual document. And then off from there, you've got Grammarly.
Well known. Tell us about that.
Grammarly has grammar checkers, proofreading. It helps improve your writing, tone suggestions, and it also helps with your spelling and your punctuation.
And what I would like to say to that, you definitely use Grammarly and the other resources, but don't just plug your stuff in and just copy and paste whatever it gives you back. Look at what they're suggesting so it can better your writing process overall, your word choice. He said that he goes to the source to come up with synonyms and antonyms. Okay, you see the word choice, understand the other words there so that your vocabulary expands. It's not a thing of, okay, I'm just gonna come up with something as far as stream of consciousness and then just spit it into the computer and whatever comes out, that's my paper. Don't cheat yourself.
And always, with Grammarly, what I do, I'll look over it before I accept the change, because sometimes it's not always.
That's true.
Sometimes it's not always trying to say what I'm trying to say.
That's right.
Actually, oftentimes I disagree with Grammarly, but that's why I'm in the writing center. Resource number 7 is just, again, paper formats. Just once you get the understanding of them, make sure you use them properly.
Right.
APA, MLA, whatever other formats you might have to use in your time here. And then from there, BrainFuse.
BrainFuse. What is BrainFuse?
BrainFuse is live online tutoring that is available through the Canvas dashboard. They've got, you can get tutoring with a lot of subjects, not only just English and writing.
All subjects.
And then you can search for your preferred topic and then choose between sending a question or receiving live help at that moment.
Brainfuse.com, BRAINFUSE.com.
And it's also available on your Canvas dashboard. Resource number 9, you've got peer reviews.
That's a website?
No, peer reviews in person.
I was about to say, that's a new one on me.
No, peer reviews in person with your friends, with a teacher if they have time for you for that, things like that.
Let me say how important that is. Something has happened post-pandemic where students are not as social or as much of a community as a lot of teachers would like. I personally use peer reviews in class. And the idea is not only can you help somebody with their paper, but you can learn something that they do well and incorporate it in your paper, right? And also this idea of understanding that whatever feedback you get is not showing you how bad your paper is, but how you can make your paper even better, okay? Fostering communication, fostering collaboration. You need all of that to be as successful as you should be in life.
And doing peer reviews on campus, you've got, just doing it with your friends, getting their advice. You've got the Writing Center, of course. You can use SI Pass sessions as well, and different like mentorship things where you can either, ask your professor or anything that has like a mentorship thing.
SI Pass? What is SI Pass?
SI Pass it's available in Singleton, correct?
Right.
Yeah. Singleton, you can go there any time of day, I believe, and get tutoring with a plethora of subjects.
In addition to that, SI Pass also puts students within a classroom, and it's almost as if they're assisting, helping to assist a professor. They'll set up study groups, help better explain homework or anything like that in order to make the learning experience more pleasurable for students. And it's definitely helping a lot of kids these days. Absolutely.
Number 10, we've got asking your professors for help, asking them questions. That honestly, that could have been first too. That's where you should start. I feel
I
like.
agree. I agree.
Because they're the ones that gave you the assignment.
That's right.
So if you're not sure, always don't be afraid to ask your professors. Some professors might not want you to ask them, but at the end of the day, that's what they're here for. That's what they get. That's what they get a paycheck for.
That's
they're
what they
here for.
signed up for.
Right. So yeah, reach out to them first off if you're unsure, and then anything else on this list, feel free to use. Definitely. And for 11, I've got tutorials. Following tutorials. For English things, or not even just English things, but you can go on things like YouTube. You've got Khan Academy,
Okay.
different things like that, where you can get different tutorials on different topics of what you might need help with.
Which means there's no reason for you to just sit back and say, well, I'm messed up. I have no idea what's going on. Please, if you can TikTok and find all kinds of nonsense, what is the name of that? Hillman TikTok. There's all kinds of vehicles to self-improve. Masterclass.com. There's so much out there for you. It's just about if you're willing to make that effort.
And even with that, I'll say on TikTok, there is a feature on there for educational videos, like an entire feed of educational videos that can help you with that as well.
Right. Let social media help you, not distract you.
Number 12, I've got checking out books from the library.
Really? Tell me about that, sir.
So, books are a classic resource. The library has a great selection of books. You can find most of them on the 3rd floor. You just get your book, go to the checkout desk, say, hey, I want to check this out, and then initiate the process.
Wow. Tell us, what has been your experience thus far in checking out books at this university?
Checking out books at this university is still my first year.
Oh,
yeah. So I haven't had a need to check out books.
Oh.
But that's not to say that I never would if I had to. You know what I mean?
Interesting. You trying to throw darts at me with the eyes? I ain't even hearing it. Continue, sir.
Yeah, you can't hear darts.
No, not at all.
But anyway, what was that, number 12? So number 13, I've got Notebook LM as a resource. Now that's a resource that I personally use a lot.
Notebook LM.
You can find it notebooklm.google.com. What that is, it's technically an AI chat room, but with that, it's not what you think. Notebook LM, you can put in your sources, like if you've got a bunch of readings that you've used or that you have to use, you can put them in, and what you can do, you can talk with the AI to gain further knowledge about your things.
Go on.
Like if you're reading something and you're just reading and reading and you're just not getting it, it's not sticking. That's what happens to me a lot. I'll put it through there. They've got the AI chat box. You've got, they can generate a podcast off of it. It's a 2-person speaking podcast. You can listen to it and gain further understanding. They can generate, what's it called? They can generate an outline of the podcast or an outline of your texts. And you can read through that and gain further understanding. It's got key terms, things on there you can understand off of that. It's a really great resource.
Notebook
LM.
Notebook.lm or notebook?
Notebooklm.google.com. It's a really great resource. I use it a lot, actually. That help me understand further things. And then lastly, I've got like a bonus resource, some keyboard shortcuts to help you with writing papers. Things like copy and pasting, things like that.
Okay.
Just to make the using the actual document, just make it a little easier.
Copy and paste, you're talking about Control C.
Control C for copy, Control or Command V for paste.
Okay.
If you did something, you want to undo it, you've got Control or Command Z.
Never knew that.
If you want to redo something, Control Command plus Shift and Z. So Control Shift Z or Command Shift Z.
Okay, that's a lot. So they're punishing you if you have to redo something. That's a lot.
And then if you typed a certain word in your paper, like you typed the word plagiarism in your paper, and you know what's in there, but you're scrolling through like 3 pages and you can't find it, to find certain words in your document, you can hit Control or Command F and type in the word you're looking for, and it'll highlight it every single time it's used in the paper. And that's not just for words. If you've got a character in there or something, you can use that and it'll find it everywhere in your paper. That's Control or Command F. And then to insert a page break, which all that means is if you've got half a page typed and you want to start on a whole new page for the next part, that's called a page break. All you've got to do is Control or Command and Enter, or Return on a Mac, I think. And that'll insert a page break. Like if you're typing your paper and you do your works cited page on a new page.
Right.
You say you finish at half a page for that last page of the essay, Control or Command and Enter or Return, and it'll drop down to a whole new page. You can start your works cited there, for instance.
Okay. So as you can see, we have very knowledgeable people on staff in the Writing Center waiting to help you. All you have to do is go on to Navigate 365, EAB, get your appointment so we can help you improve your writing process. Okay, so that being said, this is Dr. William Hobbs saying see ya and Hail State.
No.
Wow. Is that it, Jay?